Hey guys, now you know about ratios, so let's talk about equivalent ones. We can create any equation and set them equal to each other as long as both fractions, and in this case ratios, are equal on each side. An equation is a statement that tells you that two things are equal. So it can be used to represent equal ratios. The ratio on the left side of the equal sign is equivalent to the one on the right. How do we know? Well, if I divide 9 by 3, I get 3. If I divide 6 by 3, I get 2. So, as long as I'm doing the same thing to both of these numbers, the same operation, dividing by 3, it's an equivalent. For example, down here, I'm multiplying 4 times 3 to get 12 and 5 times 3 to get 15. So because they are both being multiplied by 3, this is equivalent. 3/4 divided by 6/8, or excuse me, not divided by, equals 6/8, because if I multiply by 2 on both of these, I get 6/8. Let's look at that as a picture. If I have 3/4 of a candy bar, and I chop each one of those in half, I now have 1, 2, 3/4 becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8. So these are equivalent. If I double 13 and I double 5, I get 26 out of 10. So again, these are equivalent. Some sets are not equivalent. For example, if I take 1 times 3, I get 3. If I take 5 times 3, I don't get 15 here. It says I get 10, and that's not true because 5 times 3 is 15, so this is not equivalent. 3 times 4 gives me 12, and 7 times 4 gives me 28, not 35. So again, these are not equivalent, and we show that by putting a line through the equal sign, or you can make it look like that as well. Okay, so what we can use to help us find equivalence is a double number line. A double number line is a model of equivalent ratios on a parallel number line. For example, the ratio of gear rotations is 1 to 2. Write 4 equivalent ratios for the rotations of gears. So we start at 0 and we put the 1 to 2 ratio because it's the simplified one. I'm going to increase this by 1 over here, and every time this increases by 1, this increases by 2. So 1 and I double it, that's 2. 2 and I double it, that's 4. 2 and I double it, that's 4. 4 and I double it, that's 8. 4 and I double it, it's 8. 8 and I double it, it's 16. And then 8 and I double it, it's 16. 16 and I double it, it's 32. So equivalent ratios here are every single one that you see on that number line. Oh, not 2/4, 4/8, excuse me. And 8/16, and 16 over 32. So if they wanted 4 equivalent ratios, did we do it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, yes, they're all equivalent ratios to 1 over 2. Okay, your turn to make your double number lines. I want 3 ratios that are equivalent to 4 to 5. So start with your double number line like we did over here. I'm going to make 2 lines with arrows. And then my first one here would be 4 to 5. Go ahead and show me 1, 2, 3 more that are equivalent. And I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Okay, so you can just double it. 8 and 10. 16 and 20. 32 and 40. So these are all equivalents. So my answers are 8 tenths, 16 20ths, and 32 40ths written as fractions. You could also write them all in the same form as this one. So these would be my actual answers. Make sure to put them back in the same form. Okay, go ahead and try these two and I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Now the cool thing about this one is you could go up or down the number line. So I could do 14 over 28 and do 7 over 14 and then do 1 over 2. That would give me 2 equivalents because really 14 and 28, 28 is half, 14 doubled is 28. That's what I meant to say. So we know that its equivalent is 1/2. We also have an equivalent of 7/14, and we could then travel back up the number line to 2/4. To me, that is easier than doubling 14 and getting 28, and doubling 28 and getting 56, and then having to double that again. It's totally up to you though. You can make as many as you want. There's unlimited ratios out there. Same thing with the 10/5. I could make this one into 5 over 1, right? Because on my double number line, I could draw the 10 and the 5 and cut it in half and get 5 over 1. I could do also 15 up here. 10 plus 5 is 15. 5 plus 1 is 6. You could do it like that, or we could just double it again. 10 times 2 is 20. 5 is 10. This would be 40. And this would be 20. Again, you're just making equivalents however you would like. And if you don't like using the double number line and you can make these equivalents on your own, you can do that as well. Okay, so for me, 10/5 is really easy to just keep doubling. But if you saw that 5 over 1, you can use that one as well. Okay, so now we're going to prove that these two are equal. So rewrite them as fractions and set them equal to one another. What number times 4 gives me 20? 5. 5 times 4 is 20, and 5 times 6 is 30, so it works. Go ahead and try these two. Rewrite them, set them equal, and see if they are equivalent. You can also simplify these two if you wanted to. 4/6 could become 2/3, and 20 over 30 also is 2/3, so they're equal. Either way works. So either simplify them or try to find if they're equal to one another by using multiplication or division. Okay, so in number 2, we could simplify 14/7 to 2 over 1 because both are divisible by 7. And 15 and 5 are both divisible by 5, so that's 3 over 1. Are these equivalent? No. What about 3/6 and 10 over 20? Well, 3 and 6 are both divisible by 3, so they give us 1/2. And 10 and 20 are both divisible by 10, so they also give us 1/2. So this one works. Let's look at this one. Bananas are on sale for $3 for 10. Okay, so let's circle that information. What will it cost for 5 bananas? So I don't know how much it cost for 5. So what can I do here? Well, I can divide this by 2 and this by 2 because 10 divided by 2 is 5 and 3 divided by 2. Now we're not just thinking of it as 3, we're thinking about it as $3. So 2 goes into 3 once with $1 left over. So 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Bring down your 0. 2 does not go into 0, so it's $1.50. Okay, so for 5 bananas, I'd pay $1.50. Go ahead and try this one. Chicken is on sale, 5 pounds for $8. What will it cost for us to buy 25 pounds? I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Okay, so I'm going to put mine 5 pounds for $8. So 10 pounds for $16. 15 pounds. Okay, add 8 to that, $24. 20 pounds would be $32. So 25 pounds would be $40. You could also set it up like this. And as long as you know that 5 times 5 is 25, 8 times 5 is 40, you're good to go, $40. And that's all I have for you today. See you next time.